Let's talk Berserk, the Memorial Edition that was recently released on Crunchyroll. Insert intro! Alrighty, so what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we are going to discuss the 13 episodes of the Memorial Edition of Berserk. Now, most of you who have followed me know that Berserk is pretty much like my favorite series ever. It's up there with Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball, One Piece, everything. It's just one of my all-time favorites ever. So, with the Memorial Edition, it was pretty much like a remastered edition. This was very similar to the trilogy of movies we got of the Golden Age arc that was released on Netflix, and you could buy them on Blu-ray and DVD and such. So those I do have. I also have the 2016/17 anime on Blu-ray as well, even though that was absolute hot trash with that goddamn 3D animation. They need to stay the F away from that 3D animation. Now, the good thing about this Memorial Edition, they did use the 3D animation again, and it seemed like they mainly used it on big battles, and to me, that's freaking waste. You're wasting awesome battle scenes on your crappy 3D animation. Now, this 3D animation is nowhere near as bad as the 2016-2017 anime series, but still, if you can't make 3D animation looks fluid into 2D like how Demon Slayer does it, or like how the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie did it, then don't do it. It does not look good. People don't like it. Yeah, it's cheaper, but you're not gonna have a series that's gonna pop off like One Piece or Naruto or My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. You're not gonna have a series pop off like that if you're using shitty 3D animation. So please, I think the studio is 4 Celsius or something like that, or 4 degrees Celsius or something. That's the name of the studio that did the Memorial Edition, which is the same studio that did the trilogy of movies. So they probably did use a lot of the same scenes they did from the movies. But one thing I did notice is they used 2D animation a lot more throughout these 13 episodes. Thank God, it looks so much better, and it makes you question why even bother using that crappy 3D animation. I know it's to help them save money, but it just doesn't look good. So that's with the 3D 2D animation. Like I said, the 2D animation is a lot. You see a lot more of it. It's like they were trying to add more 2D animation this time around compared to the trilogy of movies we got about 10 years ago. So with that out of the way, let's talk about how every time I watch the Golden Age arc or read it, how scarred it leaves me afterwards because of the ending of it. It is one of the most f***ed up things I have ever seen in anime, period, and it really does do a number on me. It makes me cringe every goddamn time. I hate seeing, I do not like seeing, whether it's live action or whether it's anime. It's a very disturbing thing to see, and it's just, I don't like seeing it. It disturbs me. I do not like seeing, and Griffith is a big piece of every time I watch the Golden Age arc, it reminds me how big of a piece of shit Griffith is. Griffith did nothing wrong? No, he did plenty wrong. I understand he was out for himself. The dude, if I was in his position, I understand why he did what he did. I probably would have done the same thing, to tell you the truth. If all my tendons were cut and I couldn't walk, swing a sword again, do the things I used to do, my tongue was cut out, they tortured the hell out of that guy, which I felt bad for. But, man, if you were in Griffith's position, say you were Griffith, right? Would you sacrifice your friends and your army to become like a demon god? You know what I mean? So he was pretty much reborn, sacrificing all of his friends, his army, and it's a heartbreaking thing, and not just him doing that. So out of his two best friends, Casca and Guts, he did the most screwed up thing you could ever do to anybody, friend or enemy, you know? So Griffith doing this pretty much changed the world into dark times. Now we have monsters and fairies, elves, wizards, all types of stuff now are popping up because things, it's like the demon world is pretty much onto Earth now since they got their fifth member of the God's Hand, which is Femto Griffith. So, to me, after the Golden Age arc, that's when Berserk, I think, really picks up the Black Swordsman arc with Guts. I believe there's an arc before the Black Swordsman arc that they skipped out on in the 2016 anime, which is a shame. I heard that's a very, very dark arc as well, but I want to see it. I need to read it, actually. I should just start reading Berserk. Me and Starblast are going to start reading the manga, and we plan to review it on the podcast. I never read it through. I read some chapters, but I never fully read it through from beginning to where they're at currently, which is pretty much the end. Sadly, the creator, Miura, did pass away before he could finish that last chapter or two. I think it was just one chapter he had to do, but his friends or workers are going to be finishing it for the fans, which I'm really, really glad that they are. Yeah, so Griffith does some of the most evil shit you could do to your friends, you know? So he has a bunch of these demons grab Casca. She's butt naked, drops her in front of Griffith. Griffith just starts feeling up on her, pretty much, and her. So he starts her, and you could see in Guts' expression the confusion, and then the anger just takes over, which same thing would have happened to me if I was in his position. So as Griffith is doing this, Guts is freaking out, and he wants to go and attack Griffith. So as he goes to attack him, all the monsters hold him back. One of them bites on to his left arm, kind of around the elbow. More around the forearm. So as he's being forced to watch his girlfriend be raped by his ex-best friend, Guts is freaking out. He's trying to break the teeth of this demon. He can't do it. So what pops up in Guts' head is, let me chop off my arm. So he has a broken sword. Keep that in mind. So he doesn't even have a sword with a point. He just starts stabbing at his arm, and just watching all of this is very cringy, and it's hard to watch. Every time I watch it, it's very difficult to watch. So Guts just stabs the crap out of his arm until he can pull the muscles and rip the tendons and nerves out from where this demon has its teeth clasped down onto his arm, and Guts rips his arm apart pretty much to escape being held down by that demon so he can go and attack Griffith or Femto. And as he's running up to him, he goes to stab him, and then Griffith, with his new telekinesis power or whatever the type power he has, stops him. Just stops him right before he could stab him in the eye. And the rest of the God's Hands are kind of laughing at Guts, like, oh, what a weakling. He can't even get to Femto. And as they're saying that, Guts' hand keeps getting closer with the broken sword, closer and closer to Griffith's eye. And as he gets there, Griffith just hits him with some telekinesis, and he goes flying. So now, Guts lost an arm, okay? Casca's still getting... And now a couple more demons jump down onto Guts to stop him and make him watch. So as they're making him watch, you hear Casca say to Guts, "Don't look at me. Everything will be all right." And that was just heartbreaking with her saying that as she's in the middle of being... Guts is sitting there being forced to watch as one of the claws from a demon gouges into his right eye and pretty much gouges his eye out. So now Guts lost an arm and lost an eye during this whole process of the Eclipse, thanks to Griffith betraying his friends. Oh yeah, and another thing, this didn't just affect Guts, but what Griffith did to Casca messed her up so bad, he He made her mind like go into mush. Like she doesn't talk normally anymore. She talks like baby talk. He screwed her up that bad. Just seeing all that is just so, it's damaging. And I wish they would finally continue off the Golden Age arc. How many times are we going to get it? You know what I mean? We got the 97 series. We got the trilogy. After the trilogy, they did try to do the 2017 anime, but they screwed it up. Like I said, with the 3D animation, it was straight garbage. Hopefully with this Memorial Edition, this is going to continue Berserk, but in more traditional 2D animation, which looks so much better. Please, use 2D animation. Kentora Miura's artwork is so detailed. You have to do 2D animation for it. You just want one of these really good animation companies to animate Berserk. It's a series that needs it. It's one of the best series of all time. I don't care what anybody says, it really is. And this needs to be animated properly. So hopefully this Memorial Edition will kick off more Berserk seasons. So hopefully we do get the continuation after the Golden Age arc. Because after the Golden Age arc, to me, that's when Berserk gets really, really good. Like I said, the 2016-2017 anime was horrible. The story was still decent, which is why I bought it and still watch it, you know? So the story's there. The dude was a genius at storytelling and a beautiful at making artwork. Miura, the creator of Berserk. So, like I said, I hope this does get Crunchyroll to put Berserk into motion so we can get past the goddamn Golden Age arc. I don't know how many times we have to watch it and be scarred over and over by Griffith from what he did to Casca and Guts and the rest of the Band of the Hawk. I don't want to have to rewatch it again in like another 10 years. I want to see the continuation of Berserk. Crunchyroll, can we please get that? Please. We need it. But the Memorial Edition, I enjoyed it. Like I said, not as much 3D animation as the trilogy of movies, which I'm pretty sure they listened to fans from the horrendous 2016-2017 anime. They did try to not put as much 3D animation in it, but they did waste a lot of scenes with 3D animation. But most of it was 2D animation. So hopefully we do get the continuation of it and they keep it more 2D animation. But like I said, the Memorial Edition was good. It's the same Golden Age arc story, so you already know what you're getting into, and you're going to be prepared for the end of it as well. Plus, we get to see Skull Knight again, and one thing I do love in the intros, they kept teasing the Black Swordsman arc. So to me, that was them saying, like, we know, and we want to try to get to the Black Swordsman arc. That's why we are showing and teasing a little bit of it in the intro. Then at the very, very end of the Golden Age arc, after everything happened, Guts lost his arm and eye, you see him putting on his Black Swordsman costume, pretty much. Getting the metal arm / crossbow arm cannon. We got Dragon Slayer now, so you see him preparing for battle. Skull Knight pretty much told him what's going on and be ready. So I feel like Studio 4 Celsius, whatever the hell they're called, I feel like they were teasing the Black Swordsman arc, and hopefully we will see it later on this year. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the Memorial Edition. Are you scarred once again after watching the Eclipse scenes? Because it always fucks me up every time after I watch it. Let me know if you thought the 2D animation was more prominent in the series compared to 3D animation. To me, I noticed 2D a lot more than 3D, but every time I saw the 3D, it's like, stop using it. Why are you guys using it? Please, let it go. You're not Ufotable, who knows how to work 3D animation and beautifully with 2D animation. If you guys can do that, then it's fine using 3D animation, but please, let go of it. That was Berserk's Achilles heel, which is what was killing the series in the 2016-2017 anime. Why don't these companies learn? Like, come on, man. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the Memorial Edition, and if you hope they will continue it. Crunchyroll is pretty awesome at getting anime out there, so hopefully Crunchyroll is in talks, maybe with that animation company, into doing the Black Swordsman arc, which they should. They need to. That's such a good arc. But Berserk just gets better and better as you go along. But yeah, that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, I will catch you on the next episode of Daredevil 19, and I will also see you guys later.